are going to start, or we are going to learn about the root system and the regions of root in this particular video. So let's start. So root system. What is root system? So basically, root is having a primary root. It is further differentiated into secondary root and further tertiary, and we have root hairs. Alright, so let's start by learning the type of root system. So we have three main types of root system. First is we have the taproot system. Second we have is fibrous root system, and next we have is adventitious root system. Alright, before learning these systems, let's focus on two things that are very important, and usually students get confused between these two. So if we talk about the dicot and monocot, these are two words that are really confusing in terms of monocot or dicot plants, I can say. Alright, so if you ever see a thin plant or a thin plant with thin stem and non-woody stem that is green in color, then it is a monocot plant. And if you see a very thick stem and usually brown in color, then it will be a dicot plant. Alright, so these were two terms that we need to be clear about. So the confusion is clear, right? So let's move towards the taproot system. So if you have a look at this diagram, then you are able to see the structure of root. So here you can see this tapping or the narrow root that is becoming narrow in the end. So this name, taproot system, itself suggests that the root is tap in nature or forming a tap structure. That means tapering. Alright, so when we talk about this tapering, that means the root is narrow from the end. Okay, so this narrow end is absorbing water and it is providing support to dicot plants. Why? Because this taproot is found in dicot plants. Alright, so we can take an example of mustard plant. It is having a taproot. Next, we are moving towards the fibrous root system. So what do you think, or what do you say when you have to answer that? What do you think about the fiber, or what is the fiber word suggest? That means there are many fibers or many thread-like structures. Alright. So this structure, that means fibrous, they are forming the fibrous root system, which are getting deep or which are narrow in the ground only, and they are absorbing water and they are providing support to the small plants, and they are usually seen in monocot plants. We can take example that is grass you have seen. So they are having fibrous root system. Alright. Next, move towards the adventitious root system. So what are adventitious roots? As I have said, they arise from the non-radical part. That means they can arise from anywhere. So that means they are arise from the branches of the stem, or sometimes stem, or sometimes the buds. They can arise from anywhere. Okay, so in this adventitious root, we can take the example of a banyan tree. There are the roots that are arising from the branches. Alright, so this kind of roots are usually adventitious roots. So this was about the root system, that means the taproot, fibrous root and adventitious roots. Now, next we have to learn is the regions of root. Okay, that means sometimes they have region of maturation, regions of elongation and region of meristematic activity. These are the three main regions of a root where the various activity happens and it helps in the growth of the root.